Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to another League of Legends gameplay. In this one, I'm going to be doing a commentary over a ranked game that I actually played on my main Smurf account, which is of course Redmercy, as you can see. And this is going to be a really good one. And mainly, I want to show you guys why I like Ezreal now, especially with the new Trinity Force. So this is going to be a game where it's not completely one-sided. You know, I do kind of do a few missteps here and there. I kind of, die a few times where I shouldn't have died. But I also make a lot of really good plays where I should be making the plays. So overall, it's a really good game that I'm sure you guys will enjoy. So while it's happening, I will discuss what the game's, what's going on in it, why I'm doing certain things, and also certain build orders, item, skill orders, all that good stuff. So Ezreal, a very strong laner, because in the lane, he has this Q, which is really strong poke. It rivals that of someone like a Kaylin in lane, because Kaylin even then can't even, harass me too well. Actually, you know what? This just came to my mind. Before I go into that, they actually have an AD Thresh and a support Kaylin. I'm not sure if they messed up the swap or something, but it's not too bad just because the Kaylin does do really good poke damage, obviously as a support in lane. She has the traps, which offers CC. I get a nice little kill there. Nice little pickup. And AD Thresh is actually surprisingly strong. So Sona dies. I mean, she just walks into the bush where Shaco was back. I don't know why she did that. She shouldn't have done that. Anyways, I got the kill on Sona because, I just E, I Q, and I just do so much damage. There, I Q and I flash, and I was hoping to get one more auto attack on him, but my Q just barely got out of range. But, so the thing about Ezreal in lane is that his Q harass is extremely strong, and Rise teleports down and I die. And it's really good in lane because you just poke him from such far range, and it does a lot of damage, especially if you run flat AD runes on him. Really, really good. On top of that, it works off of proc items such as maybe a Bloodthirster or anything that gives lifesteal. So it's really good to kind of sustain back in lane as well. So his E gives him great mobility, and I actually don't max W at all until I have to. Pretty much just because it doesn't do any damage, in my opinion. It doesn't really give anything like it used to, such as the slow debuff on the enemy champions that you hit. And it costs way too much mana. So I just don't get W at all until I have to. I just get Q and E, just to eat, so I can get lower cooldown, and it does a bit more damage, which is pretty good. Those are the only two skills you really want to use. W, which I just feel like it's a waste of mana. For items, I kind of still like going a partial blue build on Ezreal just because it's still good and it does its purpose. So here, as you can see, Shaco ganked me. That's another good thing about Ezreal. He's hard to gank because he has so much mobility. So here, Nautilus comes in for the gank. I get the ulti off and get in on all of them, and the Caitlyn just walks away, but I E and Q her. Look at that range that he can cover with that EQ snipe. I mean, crazy range. Here I got a nice snipe onto this Thresh, but then I fight the Shaco. And this is a pretty close fight actually, but an unfortunate doesn't work out in my favor just because his double clone is super strong. And he has red buff on top of that, so it's a little hard to deal with, especially since my Q actually hit his clone at the very end there. So, not much I could have done there, but either way, it was a pretty good snipe by me onto the Caitlyn. So there we go. Caster comes in and we get a couple more kills there and get for Dragon. So, as I was saying, the build. I still like to start Doran's Blade. I like to get Tear of the Goddess first, then I get a Vampiric Scepter. Usually, this game is a little different just because I had enough for BF Source, so I got that instead. So this Sona, I think, dies. But I fight the Rise 101. Here's another really good example of why Ezreal is good. Look at this. Auto attack and his passive. The thing about Ezreal is that you get the 15% CDR boots on him. You don't need Zerker boots on him just because his passive, when fully stacked, will give him 50% extra auto attack speed, which is really, really good. So you don't really necessarily need Zerker greaves on him. Here's a really cool kill I do actually. So Nautilus comes in for the fight, and we do quite a bit of things here. Just everyone's low HP. Everyone's kind of going back and forth, thinking who goes in, who doesn't go in. So I get the ulti off, get nice damage. Nautilus goes back in, he escapes, and I get a nice kill on this Kaylin right here. Look at Q flash, and I knew the Q was gonna hit, so I just flashed a second after I hit my Q. Even before the Q actually landed on her, I knew it would hit, right? And I made sure Thresh doesn't land a hook on me and I die. So I just flashed the second I threw it. It's pretty cool. Anyways, I do that. I get Bloodthirster, as you can see in here. I have Bloodthirster, and then I go for Trinity Force. The new Trinity Force on Ezreal is extremely good because it gives 200% damage on his Q from the Sheen effect on the Trinity Force, which is insane. Crazy damage, especially once you get that Mara Mune and you proc the Mara Mune effect. It will just absolutely demolish people from range. The good thing about Ezreal, this is also why I like him, is that he's extremely solid and extremely good at kiting people. His Q, really good range, like I said before. It reduces the cooldown on his other spells. So, your E will go off cooldown that much faster, and then if you have things like the Trinity Force now, which, the Phage gives you more move speed, and it's surprisingly a really good amount of move speed. It's so easy to kite people with Ezreal, I just feel like, which is why I really like him. I love kiting people. I love having people try to chase me down, try to get to me in a fight, try to kill me, but I'm just kind of, I'm just running backward. I'm just, you can't catch me, man. You just can't catch me. So it's really good. Here's a nice little aggressive fight I did. I have a tendency of Eing in with Ezreal when it's a bad, opportunity, I guess. Being really aggressive with his E, which is his escape. So I tend to have that, you know, a bad habit with that. But either way, we get the Jarvan. I get a nice little ulti snipe on him as he tries to escape. Ryze is flashing in for the stone, and he gets the stone, but I pretty much pick him up right after, thanks to the exhaust, you know, just to ensure that. Caitlyn's doing something. She tries to pick up the Nautilus, but Nautilus flashes away. Caitlyn can't do anything there either, and I get a nice kill into the Caitlyn. Look at this, Q, E, Q again. It's just crazy damage. Shaco comes in, gets a nice kill actually onto that Cassidy. He knows he's dead, he ignites him. I fight him again, but this time I have Bloodthirster, so I have quite a bit of lifesteal, and on top of that I have the Sheen, so I'm doing quite a bit of damage. Shaco didn't want to risk it, he just popped ulti and ran away, and I didn't want to risk anything stupid. Ryze comes in here, I kind of fast forwarded a little too much, but, you know, I popped the barrier, he tried killing me, but he couldn't because I just steal too much life, especially with the Sheen effect and my Q, just dealing so much damage, but I walk into a trap, of course, you know. I was so focused on that blue trying to steal with my ulti that I had no idea the trap was there, did not notice it, walked in, and then Jarvan came in and just absolutely pooned me. But like I said, the Q damage with the Sheen and the lifesteal from Bloodthirster is just insanely good. And I mean, oh my god, it's just so useful. Here's another bad death, unfortunately. I mean, I should have walked it back literally like 2 steps and Sona would have took the hit from me. But that was my mistake. I should have walked back. Sona really couldn't have done anything else there. But again, I really recommend trying out Ezreal because I honestly think he's extremely overpowered now just because of that new Trinity buff. So if you're someone maybe in bronze, in silver, or even gold, even platinum to be completely honest, or diamond for that matter, try Ezreal, play him, get that Trinity for us, try this build out, maybe, you know, switch the order if you want, maybe go Trinity first, and then maybe a Bloodthirster, and then a Marmune, I don't know, whatever works for you. This is the order I decided to go, and it works wonders. It's just so good in lane, it's just so good in general, and I'm loving the new Ezreal Trinity, so again, I highly recommend it. Once I said it before, I'll say it again, the Lucidity boots are really good on him because you play him as kind of a caster AD where you still auto attack, of course, you know, it's very useful, but you want to use those Qs ASAP because your Q with the Sheen effect from Trinity is huge, right? So that's why you get Lucidity. On top of that, he doesn't need Zerker Greaves as much as other ADC champions because of his passive. His passive will give him 50% attack speed when fully stacked and if maintained. And the best way to maintain it is to constantly have your Q hit. And the way you can constantly have your Q hit is if you have CDR. And the way you get CDR is you get Lucidity boots. You see where I'm going with this? I hope you do. So one thing you also want to do is when you get the Marmune is you want to make sure you toggle it on and off. So when a fight starts, toggle it on. When a fight's not, you know, going on, you want to toggle it off. But you will do insane and immense damage with the Q, with the Marmune, because on top of that, your Sheen does give you a bit of mana, right? So I mean, it kind of combos in with the Marmune, so it's very, very useful. So I mean, again, I really want you guys to try Ezreal. Please tell me, play the game, you know, just try this build out, max Q, then E, and then get W only when you really have to, like when you just can't put a point in anything else. And you know, if you do that and you have a good game, or just, you know, just post in the comments, you know, let me know how you did. Let me just write in the comments, be like, yeah, you know, I just played a game in Silver 3 and, you know, I tried your build and it worked wonders, you know, I just destroyed everyone. You know, let me know. I'm happy to see if people, you know, kind of take my advice and try it out and it actually works out for them and they actually move up in the ELO. So a lot of people actually message me and they tell me, you know, I love your videos and I always watch them and actually help me get out of like Silver, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I really like it. I really, you know, it does inspire me. It really like makes me excited to make more videos, more educational videos to, you know, help you guys kind of improve your gameplay, get out of, you know, any certain ELO bracket like, you know, bronze, silver, gold. And yeah, so again, try this build. You max Q and then E, W only when you have to. You have really good range with Ezreal. You have great poke, great sustain with the Bloodthirsters, which you want to get ASAP, and then Trinity, and then Marmune. But again, that's pretty much what I want to do about this video. This is Platinum 3 ELO. My Smurf is Platinum 3, if you guys you are wondering. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time. Peace.